I have an example of why we're clearing the brush, and it's right at the dog kennel. Today we're clearing brush near the dog's kennel and the home site. It's going to create some dust because the winds do go from the west and blow eastward toward the dog kennel, but that's okay. I think I'd rather have a little bit of dust than risk the rattlesnakes hiding up here and biting us or biting the animals. And we're also hoping it'll reduce the mice. Puka is very concerned that I have put them in the crate and I'm standing here. I don't typically hang around the crate when they're in it because they're usually only in it when we're not home. So he's probably very concerned and wondering, what the heck, Mom? Oh! Hey, back up! No, back up! No, back up! Come on! Hey, no! Come on! No, Puka, no! Let's go! Babies, come on! Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Ginger, come on! All right, so literally just talking about why we're clearing the brush. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's definitely on alert. So once I can get Roger's attention to get him back up here to take care of this guy. I have an example of why we're clearing the brush, and it's right at the dog kennel. He's getting ready to move. They came over sniffing and I heard its rattle go off.
Where?
Right there. Right in the shadow. Right at the edge of the shadow. He's pretty big. No, he's pretty big. God, he's big. I think he's at least as big as the other one.
Sorry.
So what's the ammo called that you used for the rattlesnakes?
The 410 bore shotgun shell shoots lots of pellets. It's a number 6 shot, so it's a more powerful load. I want to take them out of their misery quick. I don't want them to suffer. That head is still dangerous. He can still bite you.
That one is smaller than the last one, for sure.
And the smaller they are, the more dangerous because they don't know how to control their venom output.
He definitely warned us, but he was not nearly as loud as the one that we got the other day.
Yeah, the other one was a lot thicker too.
This guy's rattle, I heard it, but the dogs got my attention over here before the rattle did because they all came to the corner and were like barking.
Cut the head, bury the head, yeah? Do you want the spade? I got the spade on the back of my tractor.
Yeah, let's go with that. Wow. Now that all of that excitement is out of the way, he is back at it, clearing the brush for exactly that reason, to reduce the snakes coming up around the home site, making it difficult for them to come up this way because there will be a lack of cover and it will make them vulnerable to predators that come after snakes. So we're just going to continue on clearing the brush all around the kennel and all around the home site. Yeah, so we're just going to try and clear a nice open area and then pull the dog kennel away from the 2 bushes. A little dusty. Before he comes up with, again, for the next pass, there are some dog toys that are scattered about out here, and I'm gonna go pick those up so that they don't end up being part of the brush pile down there. I like the finesse of his little shimmy shake. Sad to see some of my sagebrush go, but we do have 38 acres, so I can walk into the property to see it. Wearing my snake gaiters from now on, though. Now that he's completed the western side of the kennel, he's moving on to the area just behind the RV and water tank. He's going to use some of the excess dirt to build this area up to be a bit more level and allow the vehicles to drive behind the water tank and down the new trail that he's made to the area where we are pushing the brush. Yeah, this tractor is great for clearing the brush. It does such a good job. Makes pretty quick work of it. This is like his 5th or 6th bucket. So, super curious where, I mean, I don't know how rattlesnakes dwell, like if it's in a den or what, but I know the first one we found was underneath this tree right here, and the second one was right here. So both very, very close to the dog kennel, which is just super concerning for us because they do spend time during the day in that kennel when we're not home. Now we're moving on to the eastern side of the kennel. We had cleared this out about a year ago for our daughters to set up a tent in this area, but it has since grown back in. Also, I need to take care of removing this old dog fence and the debris that we've stored in there that tends to blow around the property on the windy days. When he does his next run down the hill, I'm gonna come take this out of the way and pick this up so he can take care of this right here too. I've been reading online about making sure that the branches are trimmed up. These are juniper trees, right? But they grow more like a bush. So we'll come in underneath and trim them up at least 12 inches from the ground, because these 3 that surround the kennel, and probably that little one too, we suspect that there, you know, would be more snakes under there. So when he's done doing this part of it, then we can come out with the hedger and the clippers and we can trim those up to deter snakes from hanging out over here. All right, so the area he's clearing right now is where that small fencing was. My hands are completely black from pulling those fence pieces down. We'll probably take those 2 big rocks there and help use that when we're reinforcing the kennel. They're bigger than they look on camera. You want me to push it on? You want that guy? So I have to help push all this onto the bucket. We got that big, giant, fresh one. That just grew since last year. So we got that today. This is the area where the dogs go every morning when they're first let out. So we want to make sure they have a nice, wide, clean space to do their business. I think it'll also make it easier for me to clean the area up, not having to fight with all the sagebrush. All right, so we just finished for today. We cleared a nice wide spot everywhere the dogs run. We'll probably bring in some road base to help keep the dust down. And then all around at least 10 feet, if not more like 20 probably, all around the dog's kennel.
That's like 30 feet, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice wide area.
You can open it up over there if you want.
Hi, Bubba's. There's our Bubba's. And the next project is to trim all these to where there's 12 inches clearance so that the snakes feel less comfortable hanging out underneath them, because the first one we found was right underneath this tree, and the second one was hiding out right here in between this tree and the kennel, hanging out in the shade. Before anyone asks, no, we don't kill every snake we see. But when a venomous snake poses an immediate threat to our family, our dogs, or temporary home site, we make the decision we feel is necessary. We clear brush because thick vegetation creates cool hiding places for rattlesnakes. Removing that cover helps us spot wildlife before it becomes a dangerous surprise. Living out here means staying alert. We keep a close eye on our pets, watch where we step, carry a flashlight after dark, and wear boots or snake gaiters when working around the property. Out here, respecting wildlife and protecting our family go hand in hand. You did a great job!